I was not happy because I was living from fear. The first thing we do is to relax.
Yes.
Take a deep breath, relax, whatever you do to relax, and recognize it's the inside and out process. It's not when I have a husband, when I'm married, when I have a family, when I have children, when I have whatever, then I will be happy. That is a dog chasing its tail. It's never going to get it. We're chasing something that's outside of us. We are never going to have it. It's an inside and out process.
Hello, and welcome to Situaseans podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Williams, aka seanydoo. You can call me Sean, seanydoo. Does not matter to me. I'm just glad that y'all are here, and I have a special guest here, Lin Yuan Su, who is here with me today. She is so amazing, such fun energy. She is a success coach, a registered dietitian turned transformational coach, founder of Enlightened Success Institute, a daughter, a wife, a mother, all of the things. Please give a warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Sean. It's so great to meeting you. It's so great to serve your audiences and your listeners. Let's rock and roll. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I really appreciate you, like definitely coming on to the show. And you're coming all the way from Canada, right?
You bet I
am. Love that. And, even just, I've never been to Canada. I've always wanted to go. Everyone's saying, Sean, you need to do it. It's a lovely place. You'll love it. Like, is it true?
Just make sure you come during the summertime if you are not used to cold. I mean, the cold itself is a beauty on its own. I think that's why a part of the reason I love Canada so much. But if you're not used to it, ease yourself into it.
Absolutely. And it's so funny because I come from Chicago, which is like the cold winters.
Oh, yeah. Then you get it.
Oh yeah. And then when I moved to LA, I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of the cold inconveniencing me. I'm gonna just move out west.
Yep, that's smart move.
Absolutely. So, tell me a little bit more about Canada. Did you grow up there? I want to know all about it.
Thank you. Canada is a beautiful place. I absolutely love it here. I live in the very southern part of Canada. If you look at the map, where in Ontario, where there's a part that's really literally we're connecting with the United States through our Great Lakes. That's where I live. I live in London, Ontario, Canada. I am about 2.5 hours out of Detroit.
Yeah.
And about 2 hours to my east would be Toronto. So that's where I live in a smaller city. I love it here, but I'm not from Canada. I'm an immigrant. I was born and raised in China. I came to Canada for university, just like many other international students when I was 20, that's 30, 20, 23 years ago. Cannot do math today. 23 years ago, I came to Canada for my post-secondary education. As I mentioned, yes, you shared, I was trained to be a registered dietitian. So that's the nutrition specialist for a healthcare team. That was my dream. That was my passion. I still love food. I love food. I love food. Love food. And I was so determined to become a registered dietitian, and I did. And through my entire education, I was an international student here in Canada, and then I found a full-time job right away. I worked in healthcare for 8 years, and during that time, I applied for my immigration. I got it, and here I am, calling Canada home.
All right. That's so amazing. Wow. And did you and your husband, did you all meet in Canada, or where'd you all meet?
We met in Canada.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
And you all have a kid too, right? Yeah.
We have
kid?
two. We have two. The older one, his name is Alex. Hi, Alice, if you're listening to this, I don't know, a 9-year-old. Is this podcast suitable for a 9-year-old? I'll make him listening to it.
There you
Learn a
go.
thing or two. It's important life lessons. Our oldest is 9. Our younger one is 3. Marilyn Zian-Su, that's our daughter, and she's 3. I also have a bonus daughter. My husband has another child, and she is 26.
Oh wow,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, sounds like such a big wonderful family. It sounds like you all travel a lot and everything, so that's really great.
We have fun with the life, that's for sure.
Good, good. And what are some of you all's favorite things to do in Canada?
We love utilize the summertime. Here's something about Canada. A lot of folks think, oh, Canada is. I thought it that way when before I came to Canada. Canada is just cold through and through. We can have this past summer. We had some heat warnings that was well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I know
Wow.
in Canada. Quite few of those days. Our summertime is beautiful. I think one of the reasons is because we have this contract of wintertime. Last winter was harsh. There were days we had -10 Fahrenheit and below.
Wow.
Lots of snow, and I love snow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love I love to be able to, pile up a snow of something. Snowman or snow woman, whatever. And do a snow angel. That's something we all enjoy. We enjoy through our different seasons. We have the city I live in is called the forest city. So we have lots of trees, lots of greeneries, not in the winter time, and it's all covered with snow. It's such a incredible different beauty. You from Chicago, you know what that look like.
Oh
For
yeah.
folks who don't know, it's a beautiful scenery. I love it, and we just bundle up. And in the summertime, we garden. We just had abundant. We traveled to Quebec for a week. We came home. Our garden is just abundant with all kinds of vegetables. We're like, I've been eating tomatoes and cucumbers for the past week and a half. So I'm kind of getting to the edge of getting sick and tired of it, but not yet.
Yes, yes. No, I definitely feel you there. And yeah, like you definitely did a wonderful job advertising Canada. I think I'm gonna
Yes.
get my ticket and fly out there.
There you go. And you know somebody in Canada already. There you go.
Exactly, right. Yes. Awesome, awesome. And so yeah, so you're a certified life coach and you're helping people find success in their life, which is really amazing. Like
Thank you.
love that. And helping people like throughout their careers and their goals. So kind of talking about like traveling and just like different destinations. Do you take clients from all over the world? And if so, like what is that like, what is it like coaching people from all around?
Yes, I do. One of my first virtual event I did years ago. I had one participant who's from Italy, and that was I was like I had a really like humbly proud moment. I'm like, oh, my event is international. Because at the deep down, because I'm not a a real West. I didn't grow up in this Western world. I came from a very different country, very different culture. I learned a new language. I learned to adopt into this wonderful country now I call home. But what I learned along my way, meeting a lot of people, a lot of right now, currently 85 of my clients are Americans. I just think you
Wow.
guys are just have a extra open mind. It's amazing. I love that. And deep down, doesn't matter, your the color of your skin, your culture, your upbringing. Deep down, we're all the same truth. I believe we're a spiritual being having a human experience. Maybe that human journey includes, being Chinese, speak a different language, moved from one country to another, learning new things. Deep down, we all believe in love. Deep down, we all believe in kindness, in connection with each other. That's why we long relationships. We long those bonding moments where it could be as simple as holding somebody's hand. the love of your life. You have that moment, or you're sitting on the couch, you're watching a movie, you're not speaking, but you seek each other's hand, just like that gentle touch. Oh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. That's all true. Doesn't matter you're Chinese, you're Jamaican, you're American, you're Canadian. That is our human truth. And for that, I love what I do because we all bond the same way. Maybe when I say something in my unique Chinese Canadian accent, people are just like, "What did you just say?" And I'll repeat it, I'll explain it, and I'll tell jokes that is so, me and kind of Chinese, but people get it. That's how we bond, and for that, I love what the opportunity we all have exploring the world. The world is a big. The planet Earth, Mother Earth, is a big place. And it is also very small because doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter who you are, we all, when we take breath, we all connect to the same source. We all being breathed, we are being given the gift of life that we get to experience through. So that's
Yes.
what my take on globalization.
Absolutely. Yes. I really love how you put that because, yeah, this is such a big world and there's just so much life out there. Yeah. It's like, why just stay, like why stay put in like one little place and only know just you and like your next door neighbor? Is such a big world out there. And I really like that you are doing the work and going out there and helping people and kind of just discovering new cultures and stuff like that. And even just like your approach and your attitude towards life, I think that's what makes a successful person in a successful business because you have to be able to
Thank
relate
you.
to other people. You can't do that by, not having any energy or just, or just having just one like set tone. So yeah, I really appreciate you doing
Yep.
that.
Thank you so much for recognizing that, Sean. One of my early life lessons was given to me by one of my enlightened success. Actually, ESL, English as second language.
Exactly. Exactly.
One of my teachers just said he was talking about just learning English, right? But he said something landed with me. I believe is a true life lesson. He said, "Have an open mind. Have an open mind. The world is so big in the way of how diverse it is. We have different cultures, different ways of bonding with each other, and if we're willing to say, you know what, the Chinese way is not the only way. The Canadian way is not the only way. And I am open out of respect towards another human life. And that's when we connect with each other. Maybe, we don't become BFFs with every single person on the planet Earth, yet we are
Right.
really able to appreciate life. So we can have the best life we can live."
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better. Yeah. and
Well, thank you.
and
Thank
I
you.
and I think one of the ways too that I find myself like, connecting with other people and just people of different cultures cuz like I just love exploring different cultures and stuff like that and even just from a young age. So I speak Spanish fluently and I learned that via my best friend and his family cuz when I was growing up, they were like if you want to come around us and eat with us, you got to speak Spanish otherwise don't come over. Oh, okay.
For food, for the love of food.
Exactly. And since I love Mexican food and I love sushi, I love so many different like foods from different like cultures, and I'm a foodie at heart, just like you. That's kind of how I was like, okay, now I'm introducing myself to different cultures via the
Yep. That's the opening. That's one of
food.
the doors that you definitely open to another whole bunch of different beings.
Exactly. And also even just like with your brand, I want to know like how did you come up like with the name? Like where did it all kind of spark from? Enlightened Success Institute.
Thank you. Originally, I knew as becoming a life coach. Obviously, that's not what I went to school for, but I have a burning desire to help others, to make an impact that is really meaningful and positive. When I was working as a dietitian in healthcare, because it's within, in Canada, we have a wonderful public health system. It's you go see a doctor, you don't pay them, which is so amazing. And there's still quite a bit of politic stuff around it, and very at times very bureaucratical, if you would. And when I was working as a dietitian, I was just really not fulfilled by what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I didn't know what else I could do, because that's what I went to school for. It's actually a very competitive field. People don't know that to become a dietitian. And I worked so hard, and I start getting into management positions, getting a promotion. People say, wow, you're so successful. I was so miserable inside, but everybody
Yeah.
else is telling me you're very successful. You're doing good with life. So part of me was like, all right, I guess I'll just sit in this miserable hole because everybody else is saying I'm okay, until I couldn't handle it anymore. This burning desire, my spirit was wanting me to do something different, if anything, to make this impact that my human potential is meant to make. But I was not doing that. I started hating my job. It became so sucking. Every single Monday becomes such a painful moment for me. Um, I still remember there were so many Mondays I wake up, the first thing I would think about was, what excuse can I use today to call in sick?
Yeah.
And I would go through my head, okay, I already used myself, the dog, my husband, everything. I'm like, oh, I have to go to work because I ran out of excuses. And I would feel guilty too. Because part of me wanting to be a really good employee was judging myself by saying, you're bad. You're bad. You should really be grateful. And after through all of that, one morning I snapped, and not towards anybody else, more towards myself. I got to work super early and I start crying in the car. I was like, this is not success. I don't care. And if anybody else keep telling me this is not success for me. Something must change. I did not know what to change. I did not know how. Definitely didn't have a plan. I just made a decision to say something got to change. And that's where the universe rushed to my aid and opened up so many doors that I would never consider before in life. And then I discovered life coaching. And then I thought, okay, life coaching, you can help in people in so many different ways. I have my closest friends, some of them are specialized in relationships through mindset and awareness. I love that. And for me is success, because I went through a process of living success that's defined by society, by anybody else other than my own truth, because I did not know that is a very important part for me to listen and discover. The school doesn't teach you that. The school is like teaching you how to be a good employee. You find a good job and get a good pay, and that's the rest of your life. So I knew I want to focus on people's success. But then I started like, I'm a success coach. And people say, okay, tell me, what is success? I just go, okay, let me define that even more. And that is when the word enlightened landed for me. Enlightened for me is this connection between you and you, between you and your heart, your soul, this connection of your mind and your soul and your body and your entire spiritual being. When you discover that, whether it's through church, through a religion, through any of that practice, or it is simply, I don't have any religious practice. I just believe we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I know there's a higher power that's breathing me. And no matter what, that higher power is guiding me, wanting me to live the best life I can be. My job is to discover what it is. And part of it is always about using my unique gifts and time to do good for others. That's all. I believe 100% your success, whatever you do, you could be a very successful stay-home parent, but part of it is doing good for humanity. It could be just immediately, I'm going to be the best parents I can be for my children, so they grow up to be the best version they can be. That is good for humanity. And whatever we do, that is what enlightened success is, my definition. So when people come to me nowadays, they ask, what is success? I will ask, what is your spirit telling you? What is your soul, your heart telling you to do in life? What is the life you absolutely will love, including absolutely not just career, but including your loved life, including your own health, including this abundance in time and money, all of that is enlightened success.
Wow. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I love that. Yes. And even just hearing that, it sounds like, your program is literally for everybody. Like anybody can come to you and say, "Hey, Lynn, I'm going through something and I have this potential blocker, like whether it's like my love life, my work life, like there's just so much going on and I can't seem to like get myself out of this funk." They can come to you and yeah, you can kind of like you give them those steps in the program. I think I saw on your site that you have like a worksheet and even just some affirmations to kind of help them move along in their journey.
Yes, is everybody's journey is so very different. Everybody's current readiness is also very different. I obviously to be a life coach, I 100% believe in coaching. I have coaches in my life because there are things I couldn't see for myself, and I'm doing that for my clients. The reason I offer so many different things, a lot of them are for free. A lot of them are for a very, very low investment. And I do have significant investment pieces, is because when it comes to investment, your time, not just money, your time, your energy, because I can give you a free downloadable. You got to take the energy to read it, to do it. That's your time, your energy, and your money. All of that is part of your transformation. What does that mean? Is if if you want this result, are you committed?
Right.
Commitment in whatever you know. Again, don't let a coach sell you on anything. It's
Right.
about this is your time. This is the investment of your time and money and energy. That's really that's worthy of the result you want. One of my clients, she worked with me for years. She's a physician, so she makes good money, really successful, and that's exactly what I'm supporting her in, is her own relationship with herself, her own confidence, and manifesting the love of her life. And she is on vacation with the person right now.
All right. Look at
Yeah. Yeah.
that. That's amazing. So amazing.
Thank
And
you.
and also so even just like kind of even drilling it down a little bit more. So I think you had mentioned, or maybe I saw somewhere, one of your focuses is even like helping like high achieving women. So even like you just said, like you mentioned, like right now you have a doctor, like a physician who's kind of like taking your program and trying to like find that pathway to success. And
Right.
so, yeah, like even just through all of that, like where does all of that passion come from? Like how can other high achieving women, like kind of work with you and just, see that same amount of success?
Yes. I always say, very often I see this in the industry of coaching. A lot of coaches, their ideal clients are themselves at one point in the past. And I love to serve humanity, period. And people resonate with the most are people who resonate with my stories. Part of my story is that high achieving type A, whatever you define that. But for me, it was that pushing. I can work really hard. I can really push it. My ego was like this big and very inflated ego to drive and treat my career as the only thing that's important in my life. Totally overseeing anything else because I didn't have the awareness, but my spirit does. That's why I snapped in that day, in that beautiful dry morning in Canada. And that's why I have a very much of a passion for helping other women who are, or men who are very, very driven, and yet they know whatever they're doing, they have more potential, and they want to
Yes.
unleash it in a way that welcomes this ease and flow rather than keep tensing up, almost like a boxer, like just ready to punch. Let's not punch life because that's not fun. And
Right.
we can keep punching for a while and then you get tired. Even boxing matches have like a break after every 3 minutes. So, ah,
Exactly.
so this is where even just that piece of, for some of your listeners, maybe this is a piece of it. They realize, oh, that's right. I have been quite tense up. Take a deep breath. Whatever you do, do yoga, take a bath, relax consciously, intentionally relax your energy. And then that opens up so much more abundance in everything, including love.
Yes. Yes, I definitely agree because yeah, you definitely and I think it's important to yeah, to again cuz like you get what you put like yeah, you get out what you put in. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
it's all about that energy. And you know, so how would you guide somebody of you know, from even just dating or everyday life towards uncovering some of those deeper, you know, I guess even just subconscious, you know, dreams that they've, you know, buried or dismissed. It's like, oh, you know, I want to accomplish this, but you know, I don't know, like, I don't know if this person wants the same thing, or I want to, you know, go after this, but I don't
Mhm.
know because work. Like, how do they unblock themselves from some of those buried dreams?
Yes, it's the process is always inside and out.
Yeah.
People think, okay, my next, I live that way. I live life that way. Not that I would change anything, but is most of us living through life. The first beginning is people who influence us very heavily, like our parents, relatives, the Mexican friends you're hanging out with. They
Hmm.
share their ideas with you, and you take that into your subconscious. Society teach us what the success looks like. Even to this day, a lot of people still believe that means a steady job, a good pay, pension benefit for you guys, healthcare,
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
that is a successful life. We are not being taught. A lot of people going through their entire life never ask this question to themselves or being asked this question, which is, what would you love? If anything is possible, what would you love? I settled in relationships because I thought the person was a good husband material because my parents were giving me so much pressure. I was 26. My loving Chinese mother was telling me, "You're a mid-aged woman. You need to find." I was 26. You need to
Yeah.
find a husband. Otherwise, all the good ones are. Many people have heard either directly this way or something similar conversations. I believed in her. So I freaked out. Literally, the next guy I ran into, I was like, "Oh, you look good. You're my husband." I dragged the poor guy. Mo, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I dragged the poor guy into a relationship because I felt like I need this man to. I'm looking for a man. Whatever you're looking for. It feels like if I let you go, my life is going to crumble into pieces and I will be miserable for the rest of my life. That's what I
Right.
believed.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
was not happy because I was living from fear. The first thing we do is to relax. Take a
Yes.
deep breath, relax, whatever you do to relax, and recognize it's the inside and out process. It's not when I have a husband, when I'm married, when I have a family, when I have children, when I have whatever, then I will be happy. That is a dog chasing its tail. It's never going to get it.
Yeah.
We're chasing something that's outside of us. We are never going to have it. It's an inside and out process. Finally, I think divine is so good for me. Is one day I was dragging Mo in a relationship. Poor guy moved back to China. I hope I didn't chase him back to China. That's not my intention. But I was still emailing him every single day and thinking I'm going to marry him one day because I need a husband. And I was very tired in it. And I knew deep down he doesn't want to get married, whether it's to me or to anybody at that point. Deep down I knew I just didn't want to accept it. So one day I out of all of that I had an epiphany. And the epiphany was very simple. I just told myself, you know what? Happiness is my choice. It's nobody else's choice. I choose to be happy. Doesn't matter whether I'm married, I have a husband, I have a family, none of that matters. I can be 85. Literally, this is what I told myself. I can be 85, I have 3 pet snakes and no family. I choose to be happy. Period. That was
Yes.
my awakening moment. And after that, I suddenly felt like, oh, this heaviness was off my shoulder. And
Yeah.
literally within 2 weeks, my roommate I was living with at the time was so determined to ask me to find her an acupuncturist. I know I'm Chinese, but I'm like, I never done acupuncture in my life. I don't know who is the acupuncturist in town, but she was like, you got to find me an acupuncturist. She's Guatemalan, and she's my parents' age, and I call her my Canadian mother. But I knew divinely that day she was just like, give me a task, and I was like, okay, I'll help you to find an acupuncturist. And by the end of that day, during noontime, we're standing in this waiting room, and the door opened. The person standing there, I swear he has light coming from his back. And that is my husband I have today.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Talking about manifestation.
Yeah.
And Sean, here's the kicker. Mo, the guy I drag into a relationship, he has a master degree. He is tall. He's about 18 months older than I am. Perfect from the outside. Perfect logically. But we were not a match.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, sorry, Mo, dragging me into that relationship. And then here comes Sandy, my husband, 17 years older than me, divorced, have a child from his previous marriage. If my dear mother gave me a list of, this is the kind of man you want to stay away with, he hits every single thing on that list. But our chemistry, our connection was I'm not saying if you're listening to this, I'm not saying go look for an older person. Just like that person when you connect with them. Yes. And only when you are open inside of you. So for me, it was a decision. I choose to be happy. Damn it.
Exactly.
And here I am. So that's our story. Here we go. 3 dogs, 2 houses, 2 children later.
Amazing. And I think, like what we start to see too is even just with social media and like how people are starting to like, talk about, like what happiness means for them and defining that. And like, I think social media has definitely helped us all kind of connect and just see that other side. Cause yeah, to your point, yeah, it was about, oh yeah, you have to get, married young and all this and all that. And we now see people getting married a little bit later, trying to set up like their life a little bit earlier on in the process. So yeah, I'm glad that it was able to work out for you in the way that you got there. So yeah, and I think this is just a testament to others that are listening and watching that. Yeah, it's all about that connection. Like, yeah, of course, everybody like wants some guy who's like 6'5", like makes hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever, and all these other things. But is he your match? Like internally, is he your match? On that kind of like that universal spiritual connection or whatever it is, like that you look for. And so I think sometimes we do need to kind of forget the height filters and like let's see what's on the inside of that person. Yeah.
Exactly, and it absolutely that filter that is important, but it's not. Let's forget about the external filter for a second and start with the internal. Start with yourself first, and then you really attract that person who is vibrating at the same level.
Trying to improve your skincare game? Guess what? I got a little something for you. You can improve the health of your skincare with the Vogue approved. Yes, you heard that right. Vogue as in Vogue magazines, the models. Yes, that Vogue. The Vogue approved beauty product, Herbal Face Food, the most potent anti-aging, multi-correction skincare product on the market. Yes. So hit that link in the show notes or video description and use our code SPHFF to get 20% off at checkout. Visit herbalfacefood.com to get started. That's herbalfacefood.com. All right. And use code S as in Sam, P as in pineapple, H as in Henry, F as in Frank, F as in Frank to get 20% off at checkout. That's SPHFF to get 20% off. All right. herbalfacefood.com. Okay. Y'all got the hookup, so let them know that Situaseans podcast sent you, all right? one of your speaking presentations, I think it was about kind of, stopping self-sabotage by connecting with your inner truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even just like, defining like that clear vision. So kind of in the context of relationships, like how do you help somebody recognize that and shift that self, how do you, I guess, help recognize that self-sabotaging patterns and then like, pushing someone away whenever they want to get close and all those other things that we tend to do to ourselves at some point in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And two things. The first thing is always notice what you're noticing. What does that mean? Is be aware of your own thinking. Be one of the human gifts. Only we humans do that. Is reflection. Reflection is not about, oh, let me find the mistakes I've made in my life. No, that's not. That's sabotaging. That's self-criticizing. That's not kind. Reflection is simply, oh, this is what it is. I'm noticing this pattern. I'm noticing my own thoughts. And noticing is coming from this a neutral place. I'm not judging myself. I'm kind to myself. If you're kind to anybody, kind to yourself first. And then that you can truly be kind to anybody else. All right, I'm noticing all of this. And then second place is to know this. The truth, I believe, of human life. We live our life. How do we create life? Is that we think about something first and then it manifests into real life. Maybe you say, but I didn't manifest. I didn't want those people who are not kind in my life. It's because we don't know what's going on in your subconscious. If part of your subconscious is calling in the people that is not kind because that's your past experience, and that made an indentation or impression in your subconscious, consciously you don't even know that's what's going on. But your life, your result never lies. So
Yeah.
again, it's not about to say, oh my God, I keep having nasty people. That must be my subconscious. Oh my gosh, well, I have a problem. Let's not even go there. Again, kindness, love yourself first. You just notice. Now we introduce, very important, because I see so many people, they start to, let me dig into my history and really find why that's happening. There's a place for that. And very often, is for all of my clients I've served, at least, is let's focus on vision. What does that look like for you to have the love of your life? Paint a picture. Feel. Nobody can paint that picture for you because nobody can think your thought. Therefore, feel your feelings. What does that feel like to have this kind, respectful, spiritually connected with you, whatever you are calling in, like my words, not yours, define it for yourself. Just like those moments I'm describing. Maybe you love walking on the beach. Envision you're holding hands with this love of your life who treats you good, who loves you for who you are. You can be 100% fully open with this person. You have that kind of connection. You can laugh. You can finish each other's sentences or laugh at the most small things. You don't remember why you're laughing, but you're still laughing. Whatever you're calling in, have a crystal clear vision for yourself. And then you just hold on to that vision. You put that into this divine wisdom, this universe, and trusting if you can think of that person, that very person, not just they exist, they are looking for you as well at the same time. Trust that 8 billion people on the planet Earth, you don't know everybody. And then that person is out there. When you are so crystal clear, defined with that, and hold it with your open hands, not like this better happen. That's coming from, the pushing energy. You're squeezing life out of it. Breathe. And then have fun. Do what you love. If you love surfing, go surf. If you love, running on the beach, go run on the beach. If you love hanging out with kitties, do that. And that person, I promise you, is going to show up.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Couldn't have said that better. Yeah, because yeah, sometimes we do focus too much on I gotta have this by this timeline on this date, or else, yeah.
Yes.
It's important to just
We don't know.
breathe and just let life, let life, yeah, live your life. You don't want to miss out on that because if you
Yeah.
do focus so much on, getting to that end result, you're gonna miss the entire journey in between.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The current moment is the most important moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so your resources section, I think it offered things like, like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like those affirmations and like the affirmation sheet and guided meditations that kind of spark that curiosity and support and
Right.
in that enlightened life. So what are like two or three tools, maybe like an affirmation or a mindful practice or even like some kind of like reflection prompt that you would recommend for someone on a dating journey to kind of, maybe stay centered while pursuing that deeper connection?
Yes. First thing, have a vision. The vision is in. I always say, enlightened success is a full spectrum success. Answer this question: four key areas of your life: your health and well-being, your physical health, mental well-being, anything that is within this earth suit, and your love and relationships, of course, your vocation, what you do with your time and talent. Maybe it's a career, maybe you love volunteering because you have abundance of money in your life already. Great. But whatever you do with your time and talent and your time and money freedom, 3 years from now, imagine anything is possible. Write down every single thing in your life. This is your vision. Design it with crystal clear clarity. So you're really putting something clear out in your life because the universe is going to bring you forward, bring whatever you're calling you forward. Let's have a direction of where you're going. It's like you get out of the house, you're driving to somewhere, you got to have a specific address. From where I live, I can drive to Los Angeles, but I can just say Los Angeles. I don't even know where my GPS can take me.
Exactly.
I want to have Sean's house, his address in my GPS. That will be taking me to where I want to be. So that is your vision. Create that vision. Specifically for dating, for relationships, make a list for yourself. 50 characteristics of this person you are calling in. Anything coming from your heart, discover what your heart is telling you, not just here. It's okay. It's not like we want to ditch our human mind. It's powerful. It's to connect with your soul. Maybe a sense of humor. That's something you never thought of, but it's important for you. Maybe it's kindness. Maybe it's generosity. And if you would love this person to be highly successful, a 6-7 figure income generator, uh, whatever that is important for you, put it on your list and have that list. Read it, look at it. I have a client who that's exactly what she did. She was rolling her eyes, I think. And when I guided her to do this, but she had enough willingness to do it. And then she was at one of my signature events and come walks this dude, his hair is just like yours.
Yeah.
And we're like, who is he? Nobody know where he's from. He's one of my other clients' best friend. And we didn't even know he's going to be at the event. And the two of them immediately had a connection. And when she went back to her 50 characteristics list, he's like, whoa, they're so just literally bang on. This is the power. So have a crystal clear vision of your full spectrum success for your future. Make this list of 50 characteristics of this person you would love to have in your life. Third thing, every single day, gratitude, celebration for yourself. Every single day, whether you say it, whether you write it down, have that practice that change your vibration. So you're coming from less and less of this frustrated, I don't have this, I'm not good enough, whatever mindset, because they are not true.
Yeah.
If you're breathing, you're being loved. You're being loved by God, by this higher power. There's a power breathing you. You are loved. You're worthy of anything you can imagine. So let's not entertain any of that thought anymore. Focusing on gratitude, focusing on I'm proud of myself for showing up, I don't know, to this singles mingle event, whatever. Even though nothing came out of it, I'm just proud that I showed up. There you go. And every single day, make it a consistent practice. And those three things.
Wow. See, you all are out here getting some free advice. Like I'm hoping you all are taking this into consideration because this is very valuable information that can help you
Thank
all
you.
in your journey. And so definitely, take this into consideration, And Lynn, she also has Venmo and Zelle. So, no, I love to kid, but but for all in all seriousness, definitely do take this into consideration because this is important to know. Because you like again, like kind of just going back to having a set plan is fine to have that, but also, yeah, you want to know those goals that you like everything in your life that you want to have for yourself. It's important to have those goals, and then if you are stuck and you can't figure out how to get to those next steps, okay, this is a blocker. That's why Lynn is here. Use her services. She is here to help you.
Thank you, Sean. Absolutely. And here's the thing. Also, something very important, I believe 100% is I love what I do. And Sean, you and I, we vibe. Even though this is the first time, to all your listeners, we meet in, like, we see each other's faces, but energy never lie.
Yeah.
I'm trained in noticing human energy in the environment, and I can sense that we connect right away, which is awesome. It's a beautiful human gift. And for everybody out there, just to know this: if you do not resonate with what I said, please do not do what you don't resonate. There are so many different beautiful ways of manifesting the love of your life. I just know the truth that if you're calling that person in, they're out there looking for you. You deserve it. You're being loved. You're loved. You go for it. If what I shared with you, you resonate, do it. Then do an experiment. Okay, for the next month, I'm going to do whatever she said, even though you don't need to do it perfectly. Don't worry. Just go ahead. Go nuts. Go have fun.
Yeah.
And if you don't resonate, then don't. That's all good. Find the ways that you resonate.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Love that. Yeah. You see, I knew having you on would definitely be such a light to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so like my one of my last questions here that I have for you too is so let's say I come across your page or I find you online or at a speaking event and I'm like, you know what, I want to get started like and work with Lynn. Like, what does like a session with you looks like kind of like walk us through like kind of example or like a little teaser.
Yes, my work has two different focuses, or working in conjunction. The most important piece of my work is to support my clients to discover their own truth by studying transformation, studying universal principles. We study together. That's where I teach. And very often when I teach a lesson, I have a class every single week. That is one of my signature programs. And people come in afterwards, they will text me. It's like, whoa, I had a light bulb moment. I had aha moment when you were either sharing your story in the class or teaching about this component of life. And that is the work that is fundamental, most important, most impactful. 80% of our result is coming from our mindset, coming from our thinking. So that is the work we do. In addition, I also offer coaching services, whether it's in a group, small group. People come in, they ask their specific questions. Oh, this is what I went through yesterday with my mother-in-law. I'm so frustrated and not happy. They use other words, and we create a very safe space for them to express their truths. And I can come in to really offer them some laser coaching. And of course, I also have one-on-one. Those are the clients who really have a burning desire to manifest something fast. That's where I come in, I meet with them on regular basis, and to really focusing on their vision, on what they can do, on whatever is in their mindset that is holding them back. That is what I come in to support them to change that up, rewire.
Yes, yeah, and I think it is important to sometimes kind of like rewire some of those thoughts, or kind of like think about it like differently. Because I think I know even just going through therapy myself, like just realizing, oh yeah, maybe if I thought about it that way, yeah, that would have helped me earlier on. Because like to make a very long story short in like 10 seconds, like I come from like a traumatic childhood. I was abused physically, mentally, and emotionally by my stepdad. At
Sorry.
me and my siblings. And so, growing up, I didn't even know what like love was, or, because I had no reference point of that. And so I learned that, like just via my friendships. That's why all my friends, they were like my family.
Mm.
And then, I learned to kind of figure that out as I got older. But yeah, I think even just having the, oh man, well, I don't like myself because no one likes me or whatever. Going through like therapy in my mid late 20s, I was like, I unfortunately had to figure it out for myself by the time I was like in my early 20s. But when I went to therapy in my late 20s, just to kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I want to make sure that I'm, showing up for myself. That way, yeah, when I, have kids one day, I'm in a good spot. But yeah, so if therapy helped me to kind of rewire some of that thinking and kind of get out of like that negative, repetitive patterns.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, absolutely, Sean. With that, that's just the thing. We don't know what's in our subconscious. Very quickly, a long story in 10 seconds. We went through our second child. We couldn't get pregnant.
Yeah.
I went through a 3 year of infertility struggle. It's for me is exactly that piece in my subconscious. There's something from my childhood. That little girl, that inner child in me was
Yeah.
never being addressed, and she's scared of life. And I didn't even realize that until through this work I do, through having coaches in my life, for me to recognize, oh my gosh, my inner child is so afraid of having another lifetime. That's why she keeps kicking this life out of my system. And my daughter is now 3, and the joy and the incredible wisdom she brings into my life, into my extended family, my parents are here, and it's just incredible. I did not know how big of a deal this whole journey is. I thought it's just second child. We already have one. We're good if we don't have another one. But my spirit keeps wanting me to do more, to have more, to experience more. For listeners out there, if they're longing for that connection, they have no idea how good it truly is. I know at times it can get so hard. At times it can be so discouraging. But if you really check within your own heart, you say, I still would love to have this, then don't give up. But first, love yourself. That is the beginning. That's the starting point.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, can you do me a really quick favor? Can you please rate and review this podcast? Like hit that 5-star review, because, and I do read all the reviews because this helps me know how this podcast is helping others, and how this podcast is serving you, because this, my job as a host is to serve you this podcast the way that you would prefer it to be. We do have a couple of hinged or unhinged dating app prompts that some
Right.
listeners sent to us that they wanted us to unpack.
Mhm.
Would you be willing to unpack that with us?
I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
All right. Let's see if we can quickly do that. And now that we have an expert on the line with us who can kind of help us unpack this. So thank you all for submitting. If you want to be part of the show and submit your dating app stories, questions, anything like that, if you want a guest to unpack, situationspodcast.com/submit. And it's an anonymous form. I won't know. And so, it's all anonymous. So this first one here says, the one thing you should know about me is I have high standards, and I'm already disappointed in you. So, Lynn, I must know: is this hinged, a green flag, or unhinged, red flag, deal breaker? You see this, and you're just like, like, what are your thoughts here?
To the person let's say if this is you that received this message or received this conversation, I want to tell you, it's okay. I don't know you, but I know I love you. You are loved. Give yourself that. Give yourself that first and foremost.
Yes.
You are good enough. And to unpack this is very much coming from human ego.
Yeah.
This and it's our ego is important. Why? It tells me apart from you, from anybody else. It gives me the sense of identity. And when the ego just get out of control, that's when it can be very damaging. I share with you, Sean, my ego used to be so inflated. It's like, oh my gosh, it was causing me so much miserable, and I was stuck in it. I didn't even know. Quiet down your ego. Tell yourself, I'm good enough. Remind yourself what is your standard. Make kindness part of it. Make generosity, respect, all part of it. And connectivity, all part of it. Tell yourself that first. And then the person, you will never hear this comment ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I love how you put that. Yeah. So there you go, right there. You all that's a really, 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 really great feedback. And so yeah. And then we got one more, and this next one says, I go crazy for toxic men. Is this hinged or unhinged?
Well, so it is. Again, all laughters aside, feel big hug, feel the love. You're being loved. You are love. Change that statement. Change that statement. If it could be your past. Your past do not determine your future. 100%, unless you give it permission. Let's say you've dated 20 guys or a person, they're all toxic. And you do not let it set into a belief such as this statement. Change that up. Again, have a vision, your overall success, what does a successful life looks like. Make that 50 characteristics. If toxicity is not there, do not put it on your list. Focus on what you love. Again, kindness, loving, caring, energetic fit with you, spiritual fit with you, whatever that's important that are good. When manifestation, what is manifestation? Whatever is in your thinking. Here's the thing, your thinking does not know whether you want it or not. Do a very quick experiment. If I ask you, listen to my instruction, do not think about the Statue of Liberty. I said do not. What are you thinking about?
The Statue of Liberty.
So that our subconscious do not differentiate whether you said I want this or I don't want it. So maybe you say I don't want a toxic person, but your subconscious just hears toxic person. So flip that coin. Really be consciously know what you're calling in. A kind person, a healthy, strong, whatever. Again, to focus on what you would want. So definitely change that statement. If you keep saying that, then what in my work we say, so it is. So it is. And so it is for a great person.
Yes, yes. Let's manifest a good person in your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I really appreciate you blessing us with so much great information and so many great resources. Before I let you go, can you share any last words that you would love our listeners to kind of take away with?
Love and happiness is coming from within yourself. It's within this center that you have this beating heart, you have this breath. Happiness is your choice. Choose that.
Yes, love that. Love that. Yes, that deserves a go all the way off. We love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sean.
And I think you have some upcoming tours and travel dates. Do you want to share any of those resources and your Instagram handle with our listeners? Let us know.
Absolutely. So my Instagram is LINYUANSU.successcoach. Or you can just search my name. I have a quite unique name. I don't think anybody else has that name on Instagram. And any resources that I can provide for you to have your transformation, to have this life you will love. I am going on tour. One is September 13th in Boston, Massachusetts. Another full day event in California, in the Bay Area. Again, is on September 27th. If you're nearby, if you would love to join me, I would love to meet you in person. And I have a lot of, on regular basis, I have a webinar, free webinar every single month that I believe is so important for me to pour. It's all free. Again, search me up, look me up. If you have any other question, Sean, if you don't mind, simply share my email. Hit me with an email. If whatever, I am so passionate in helping others discover the life they would love. So if you feel resonant with me, if you want to connect, I'm open book. Just reach out and let's connect in whatever way I can support you. I would love to support you.
All right, love that. And
Thank
if you
you.
all are watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Spotify, you just saw all her socials pop up on the screen and everything. And then for those that are listening to the audio version, you will find all of her links and resources, and the episode description is right there for you. So definitely connect with Lynn and get started on your life journey and find your success, the success that you define, not the success that society defines your success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sean. It's a great pleasure to meet you and serving your audiences.
Absolutely. So grateful and glad that I had you here. This is just so amazing. Now, whether you're on a plane, a boat, like wherever you are, hey, maybe you could be Lynn's next door neighbor, like three or four houses down. You could take Situations podcast with you wherever you go. We are everywhere. So definitely share this podcast, rate, review, subscribe, all those good things. And yeah, with that, I will see you all back here for the next episode in a couple of weeks. Woo!
Woo!